All right, you all, welcome back once again to Diggie A-2 presents DBENTCO, The Journey. Now, we have come to our fourth stop on the DBENTCO journey with a gentleman by the name of Graham Shipley, aka Spiff. Now, I'm going to tell you all, I got a chance to listen to most of Spiff's catalog this week. He is probably one of the most gifted musicians I've heard all of 2020. Like, his music is phenomenal. If you've not heard his album called Fire, go and check it out. Like, it's going to probably surprise a lot of you that think you know a lot about hip hop. And then here comes this guy out of nowhere with this acoustic kind of like vibey, catchy sound. I've never heard anything like it before. And I definitely want to share with you all the world, Spiff and his story and his contributions to music and a little bit about what makes him tick. So I'll have him with me this evening and I'm going to bring him in. So Spiff, what is good, my brother? How are you? And talk to the folks, man. Introduce yourself, please.
What's going on, man? How's everybody doing? My name is Spiff. I'm from Springfield, Illinois here. It's like just in between St. Louis and Chicago. So not a lot of people know about it, but it's the capital of Illinois. So probably heard that, but there's not a whole lot going on here.
Not a whole lot going on in Springfield, man. I hear you, but you're going on out there. So I just, man, I got to tell you, bro, like when I heard your stuff this week, I was really, really amazed by, and you know what was so crazy? Shout out to Dion Brown, man, because he warned me. He was like, you've never heard nothing like Spiff before. I'm telling you, like, you've never heard. And I was like, man, whatever, dude. I've heard it all, man, whatever. And then when I heard your stuff, I'm like, oh, man, he got me. You got me on this one, Dion, because I had never heard nothing like your sound before. So what we're going to do is just have a candid conversation. I want our audience to know more about you, your creative process, things like that. But the first question I have is, who is Spiff? How'd you come up with the name Spiff? How did all this start?
I actually didn't make music till I was done with high school, man. So I've only been at it for probably about 4 or 5 years. And I've only been doing production for about 3. Because at first I was just doing YouTube beats and shit. And then when I realized I wanted to take it more seriously and make a career out of it, I realized it was going to be very hard to essentially to purchase licensing for all those beats if I was going to drop a lot of songs, you know what I mean, and not just rely on one release. So, which I think everyone knows nowadays isn't really how it works unless you got the money to push one release for a while. But so I just started doing my own production just to keep the blood flowing, essentially, on my own productivity, and then it's blossomed into where I am now, thankfully. And then I got the name Spiff from my grandma, actually. My grandma and my mom have called me Spiff my whole life. So that's where I got that.
So is there like a meaning to that? Or, Spiff, when you look at the definition of Spiff, it means like squeaky clean. So, spiffy clean, right? Is it kind of what you associate it with? But your sound is not spiffy clean. Like your sound is kind of, you know what I mean? Like it's not squeaky clean, or is this like a nickname, or how did that come about?
I don't know. I don't know why. I don't know. Honestly, I'd have to ask my grandma and my mom why they call me that. Honestly, but it's I know I think it was my dad's nickname too. So that could have something to do with it. But I think my mom's always related it to being sharp. So yeah.
Nice, dude. Nice premise to our beginning. And my next question is a little bit about the inspirational side of you. So what inspires you to make the kind of music that you make? What is it? What or who inspires you? Jim, you okay?
I really like all varieties of music, man. So I take inspiration from everything. Yeah, I hear you. You hear me?
Okay.
Right on. Yeah, I was going to say I take inspiration from really all kinds of music. Like I listen to like old 60s rock, like Led Zeppelin and all kinds of shit like that. So, but at the same time, I listen to obviously like tons of hip hop. I consume all things hip hop. So I like old hip hop, new hip hop, everything from like Biggie to Young Thug. So I usually don't turn my nose up to an artist. So I really like to consume, or at least try to process anything. I'll listen to fucking Taylor Swift with my girl, you know what I mean? So I'll listen to anything, honestly, as long as it's not trash. But it's hard to, honestly, it's if you're showing me the song, it's probably not garbage. So it's like at that point, I'll listen to it.
Oh, that's awesome, man. That's awesome. And one of the things that I would say is when I was listening to Fire today, it's like it seemed like every single song on that album does not sound the same. So is that by design, or do you just come up with a different creative process to each approach of the song?
No, I like that you said that, man. That's honestly, that's just because it's none of those songs were made to be in a tape together. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's almost like a huge, it's just a huge collection of singles, essentially, if you will.
Yeah.
So and some of them were made like 2 years ago, as far as 2 years ago, and some of them were made as far back as only a month before the release.
Right.
So it was just a span of stuff. I had released a few albums in that time, in that 2 years, essentially. And it was just a collection of just a bunch of hard ass songs that I hadn't dropped yet. And because usually my albums come together with sort of like you say, with like some sort of a storyline, they all sort of flow together, or at least a vibe, you know what I mean, or a theme, if you will. And this one didn't have that, just because it was all the songs that I had set aside on the back burner that didn't go with the theme of any of the albums I had dropped yet. So I got them all together and just was like, well, these are all just fucking slappers, so might as well just call it something hard. Essentially, I was gonna just call it I was gonna just call it the 808 tape, I think.
Okay.
Yeah, but I decided the fire tape was better, just calling it fire. So
it's phenomenal, man. My favorite track is Jalopy. I like Jalopy. That's my favorite track on the album. So just kind of throw out there. You know what I mean? I like Jalopy. Yeah, that's my favorite one, dude. So yeah, definitely. I'm definitely gonna plug your stuff after this. After people see this interview, they're gonna be like, okay, who is this guy? Where is his music? So now you guys know. Go listen to Fire, and I like Jalopy, but I think the whole album is really, really good. Very, very solid, and you don't get the same thing twice, which is what I love about your sound, Spiff. You don't come up with the same ideas for, with the same music. Sometimes music nowadays, kind of all sounds the same a little bit, the same catchy hooks and stuff like that. But yours is nowhere close to that. You know what I mean? So I applaud your creativity, brother. Seriously, man. So it's a breath of fresh air, no question. So let's switch gears. Let's talk about 2020, man. How was 2020 for you, and what did you learn from 2020?
How to be patient, for one, I'd say, and then just how to spend my time more wisely. So I think I spent a lot of 2020 not spending my time wisely, so it showed me like what the difference is, if you will. So I just had way more time this year sitting around in the house than ever before. So like the past few years I've been juggling my time with like working at like a 9 to 5 as well as working on music, and it's like it really keeps me on a busy routine. And then this year has been a whole lot of like a broken routine, because I've been sitting at home on like just unemployed and shit like that for a while.
Yeah.
So I'm a bartender by trade right now, so that's it, and that's been all shut down because of COVID. So I've had obviously more time than I need to make music, but then at that point, like I don't know, everybody needs a break for stuff. I know some guys are like, oh, I've been in the studio, I haven't gotten up for 6 days, that's all I've been doing. But like at that point, man, I bet you the stuff you've made the past 4 days sounds like shit.
Yeah.
Because you're just bleeding your ears out. You know what I mean? You gotta take a break. You know what I mean? Give yourself a breather. That's just my opinion. Who knows? But that's how I work. So I got to take a little break here and there and just step away and shit. So, but then because I've all the free time and stuff like that, I've had some of just bad routines, too much Xbox, shit like that. You know, nothing terrible, but.
I hear you, bro. I'm a Switch player. I haven't seen anything good come out on Switch in a while, so maybe that's probably why I haven't been on my video game as much. But yeah, I definitely feel you on that. And one of the things that you said made me think about 2020, how much time we've had to come up with different ideas, which is one of the birth of my entire podcasting platform was due to the pandemic, because I've always wanted to do something, didn't really know how to do it or how to get it started, and the pandemic really helped me like, okay, well, this is what I want to do. I don't know how to do it yet, but I just, and I kind of, like you said, man, just putting things together and just thinking some things. And I had a lot of time, because essentially, if it was not for the pandemic, I probably would not have this platform. So, I mean, it's kind of like a gift and a curse, you know what I mean? So I definitely.
Hell yeah, man. Bittersweet.
Yeah, man.
Bittersweet.
Yeah, definitely, dude. Definitely. So, let's talk about your relationship with Dion Brown, the head of DBENTCO. What is that relationship like? How'd you meet Dion, and what's it like being a part of the rest of the conglomerate of the DB Entertainment? What's it like?
It's I'd say rewarding for sure. It's there's definitely always something going on, something to look forward to. So that's always a positive. Dion is relentlessly talented at just staying busy, man. He's always doing something. He's always got ideas. He's always talking about something. He's always got just plans. So the dude's good. He's a good vibe to be around. Someone. He's a good energy. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
I've always appreciated that. Like even when his ideas fall through, he pays it no mind, and he's immediately like, all right, next idea, we're moving on. So it's like, and I love that shit. That's the art of entrepreneurship. You know what I mean? So the dude's definitely built for this shit, and I think he shows it. So
Yeah, no question.
I met him though on that. I met him from Mac Xavier, right?
Correct. Yeah.
Yeah. So he came through our city, Springfield, doing a show. Dion set him up a tour like through the Midwest a little bit, and one of his headlines was here in Springfield. And Dion contacted me to open up for him, and wanted me to. What he was essentially at first, which is I realized after talking to him that he was just being smart on his end, trying to make sure that whoever he was going to have open up could cover their ass, and then it wouldn't fall on Dion. You know what I mean? So. But he contacted me and was like, hey, you want to open up for Mac, blah, blah, blah. I see you get a good amount of attention in Springfield. We're coming to the area. We need a good opener. And I was like, yeah, for sure, blah, blah, blah. And then he was like, oh, and it'll be like $100 to reserve the spot if you want. And I was like, man, I'm not going to pay you. Like, respectfully, I'm not going to pay you to open up for a guy in my city. You know what I mean? Like, I throw my own shows here at the park and shit with my own PA, and I'll get 100 people to come hang out. You know what I mean? Minimum. And I'm handing out free hot dogs the whole time. So, like, I'm not trying to give you $100 when I know I'm the one bringing people, and you're charging everybody $10 at the door.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I was like, essentially, I was just like, no, if you want to, I'll open, absolutely, and I'll do some sort of like a modest percentage of a door draw fee, you know. And he was like, I respect that, absolutely. Immediately, he was just like, I respect your ability to talk for yourself and to represent yourself and be fucking obviously smart. Yeah. And we worked from there and set up. He gave me a percentage of the door draw fee, and at first, because we hadn't really worked together before that, so he made me do some. I can't remember what it was. I had to sell some tickets pre-sale or something like that, and get a certain amount of shares on this like a promo post for the show.
Yeah.
If I got if you can get like 100 shares on it, then we'll waive the thing or give you a certain percentage of the door draw fee. And then I got that, and then I got some pre-sales tickets, and then I also went around town and just to help out and posted flyers all around town, different spots and shit like that. So that showed him that I'm willing to work and put in the legwork and shit and bring my end to the fucking pot. Yeah. So from there, it's been nothing but a mutual agreement, man.
Man, that's awesome, man. Shout out to Dion. Yeah, you're right. Dion has a hustle that is unmatched out of anyone that I've met in a long time. Like, I get a lot of the just watching him sit down. He's weird, man. He like comes up with like these ideas. He's always wheels always turning, man. And he's so young, man. Yeah, he's a mastermind, man. I'll give him that, man. So shout out to Dion. He came up with this idea, even to showcase all of you guys. You know what I mean, like he's just a mastermind at marketing, and we wanted to partner, and we wanted to showcase all of you, all 6 of you, individually, so the world can see you and see, hear your music and get to know the person as well too. Because behind every song you hear is a person that created it, and you know what I mean. So we wanted to hear more and showcase you guys, and hopefully some things that open up for you, heading into 2021. You know what I mean. So many blessings to you guys. So the last question, as I tell everybody, which is the most important question of our interview, is the future. What do you want your future to look like, Spiff? How do you want your future to be molded in regards to your musical career?
I see myself sticking to my trend of switching genre patterns up as often as possible and staying fresh with all that. But I want to start working with more people and do a lot more features, essentially, and just get more busy with just testing myself with different varieties of a duo and etc.
Yeah, so, man. I think that's yeah, I think that's dope, man. So I guess that made me think of another question. So do you prefer to make music for yourself or for others? What do you prefer to do?
That's a good question, man. Honestly, I think I make music for me, because I don't know, I make it for my own enjoyment. I'd be making it even if I wasn't posting any of it. And I make songs that I never post, and I'm never gonna. I don't show anybody. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's Yeah, it's just a therapeutic process for me, you know.
Dude, I hear you. I kind of feel that this the same way. Like, you know, when we do the podcasting seasons, you know, I get more excited to do stuff like this than to do my own stuff, which is weird, right? Like I do like all these visuals and cool stuff, and I'm like, oh shit, man, I get to do interview somebody really cool. I want to make it really cool. Like I'm getting more excited to other people than my own platform, like which is like crazy weird, right? I can't explain it, so I definitely get it, man.
You're a natural host, man, by far.
I appreciate it, man. Salute, dude. I appreciate it. But this brings us to the end of the interview, Spiff. So what I'm allowing everybody to do is shout outs, man. Who do you want to give shout outs to? Who do you want to see this interview? This is your time, brother. The floor is yours. Who are your shout outs going to, bro?
Well, 36 and Brimstone, Royvis. I just did a feature with him. He's a cold motherfucker as well as a very good person. So I think he's a good man, and I think you'll enjoy it with him. You know Zipper Collective from here from Springfield?
Nah, have not.
No, I'll shout them out real quick. They're very, very hardworking and even more talented, man. They're Papa Luke and Kid Ziggy and RJC and Junior Passeray. And there's a couple other guys on their squad, but those are their most footwork guys, I'd say. But yeah, Kid Ziggy, I'd say, and Papa Luke are their head guys, and they're very talented, man. They got sort of like a Young Thug meets a new age kind of like spacey, more spoken word hip hop.
Okay,
so cool. Just more of a modern new age sort of a flavor, you know.
Okay,
but they're hot shit, man. Good stuff. Right. And then HB3, I'd say, is another really good one. He's one of my good buddies, and he's literally gotten better every time I see him. Every time he comes over, he's got some 2 or 3 other songs that he's made that blow my mind more than the last couple. So he's someone to watch for as well.
Nice. Anybody else? The floor is yours, bro. Anybody else?
Nah, man. There's more people for sure. I mean, fucking the Kid. He's my dude I started with. He's on a whole bunch of my shit. He's on all the old tapes and everything, and then he still features on half my stuff for sure. He's one of my best friends. He just had a baby.
Nice.
He's about a year old now, but he's been busy with that, being a daddy.
Yeah.
And yeah, man, rightfully so. And then Sammy Styles. He's one of my best buddies too. Came up with him. He's still working hard. Yeah, man. Momentum. He's another guy here from town. He's a producer. He does more electrical stuff like dubstep shit. I work with him a lot.
Okay.
Cadence Dope Cat and Sunny Dope Cat from the Dope Cat crew. They're fucking cold as shit. Sunny Dope Cat he's on the Fire tape. He's on that acoustic tape too. On Soot. So he's on a whole bunch of shit. I mean, he's got a really good vibe to him. He can switch shit up really well too. And then his buddy Cadence Dope Cat does some vocals himself, but he's like one of the best producers I've ever met. He's really showed me how to sample. So like my sample work is all tailored off of his style and shit. Yeah. So it's like, and then he's also one of the best like graphic designers ever. He does most of my fucking covers. He did the cover for Fire Tape and the cover for like Sleigh Bells and a whole bunch of shit. So he does
man.
Zipper Collective too. He's very talented, man.
Awesome, man. That's dope, dude. So, Spiff, it has been a pleasure, my dude, interviewing you today. You guys support this brother, man. This brother is working hard. His music is like none other. I'm going to tell you all straight up. When you put on a Spiff record, you're going to be like, what is this? And it's going to take you to a whole different world that you have never even thought you could dream of before. But Spiff, thank you for spending time with me this evening, my dude. Shout out to you and your success. Shout out to Dion Brown and DB Entertainment. We'll see you guys next week. All right, 100. See you soon. Peace.